Hello, and welcome to another episode of FundHub Radio. Today, I am joined by a very exciting guest from Eagle Point Elementary in Oakdale, Minnesota. This is Dana Paul here with us today. Welcome, Dana.
Hi. Well,
Alrighty, so today we're going to get started with Dana telling us a little bit about Eagle Point Elementary, what makes them unique as a school, a little bit about their enrollment. So, Dana, why don't you tell us a little bit about Eagle Point?
absolutely. We are located in the East Metro of the St. Paul, Minneapolis area. We're a Title I school with about 700 students in it.
All right, awesome. And that's a pretty big enrollment for elementary.
It's actually a brand new school last year. This
Okay.
is our second year, and we doubled in size, which was
Yeah,
crazy.
that is really crazy. I love it. Well, all the more reason that you need fundraising then, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, and then how about you tell us a little bit about your role within Eagle Point and what you do within the parent group there?
Absolutely. So I've been part of our parent group board for 5 years. I was the chair for a couple of years and have moved into a member at large position in the last 2 years. I also worked at the school for 5 years. I don't anymore, but I was really involved in kind of all areas. So it was just a fun add-on being part of the parent group board.
I love it. And you are heavily involved with the Read-Athon fundraiser
Yes.
specifically. And so let's learn a little bit more about that. So first, I'm going to start off a little bit by finding out especially since you worked with the school, like as a staff member, do you know exactly what you guys were doing before you started like event style or a style fundraising?
I do, yes. We did a catalog fundraiser for years and years. And
Okay.
then we also did a coupon book fundraiser for a couple of years before we got into the Read-Athon.
Okay, gotcha. What were like some challenges that maybe made you explore a little bit of a different style of fundraising that you guys maybe felt that the catalog or the coupon fundraisers weren't bringing you?
Sure. The catalog fundraiser, we just felt like we weren't keeping enough money. So much of it
Yeah,
was going right back to the company, which I get because it was a product, but
yeah,
we were probably
more
keeping
overhead.
40, yes, we were probably keeping 40 to 50%. And we were like, what else can we do? Our coupon book fundraiser is a fun one, but the high schools in our area, they do a lot of those coupon books or the coupon cards, and it's just kind of an
Yeah,
oversaturated market. And so that wasn't a long-term solution either.
I gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. I think everybody's kind of familiar with like those football team cards
Yeah,
and
the
stuff like
football
that. I know
card.
what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yep. Awesome. Well, then, so then you guys did eventually make the switch to doing more of an a style fundraiser. It's definitely something that's been coming up over the last several years, especially for elementary schools, because the kids like to get involved and stuff like that. So, you guys do a readathon at Eagle Point, which this will be our first podcast interviewing a school that did a readathon. Walkathons and stuff are very popular, but we also love to encourage, reading and stuff like that with an Athon style fundraiser. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how you guys do your readathon at
Okay.
Eagle Point?
So our kids they commit to reading so many minutes a day for the length of the readathon. So
Okay.
we, depending on the age, our kindergartners are going to personally commit to probably a little bit less, and our
Yep.
fifth graders, we ask them to stretch their goal. Like, you're
Okay.
asking people to donate money if you're willing to read so many minutes per day. Like, stretch it, do something a little bit extra to really earn
Yeah.
that money. So each kid sets their own personal reading goal and asks for donations to help support it.
I love it. That's awesome. And what was are you guys a spring or a fall fundraiser?
Winter, spring.
Winter, spring. Okay, so yeah, like we're through the
Yeah.
busy part of the school year. Yeah, that we're in currently right now.
Yes.
What was your guys' goal for your last year's fundraiser? And then what did you guys end up raising?
Our goal last year was to raise $35,000, and we ended up raising over 55,000.
That is awesome. That's really, really good stuff. What do you kind of like attribute to like blasting your goal out of the water, for lack of a better term, too?
We work really hard at engaging our kids and engaging our teachers, having
Yeah.
prizes that they love and things that like excite everybody. And
Yeah.
it's just a whole school project. Our readathon is
Yeah.
not a take this home and have your parents handle it. It's let's like all come together as a community. And so they work together to hit their goals and get their prizes.
That's awesome. Yep, you definitely need the kids' excitement in order to drive the participation for sure. And you actually mentioned something that I wanted to lead right into next. Eagle Point probably has one of the most creative incentives that we've ever heard from with all the schools that we work with. So tell us a little about that specific incentive and then how that helps you guys kind of hit your fundraising goal.
Our principal sleeping on the roof incentive. Our principal is amazing, and he every year, if we hit our fundraising goal, he sleeps on the roof of the school in costume. So whatever theme we had that year, he goes out and we get him, the costume, and he spends the night up there. Kids get to drive by, and he throws candy at them. It's such a fun thing. And then all of our teachers, not all of them, but usually one or two per grade, come and they read a bedtime story on the roof and we Facebook Live it.
Oh,
So, like, even if you can't come by, you get to still watch what's going on the roof all night on our Facebook video. And it's so
I
fun. The kids
love
will be
that.
online being like, hi.
That's so funny. I love number one, I love the incentive fundraiser or the like experience-based incentives. I've spoken about that on a few other episodes as well, but we have one coming out actually here soon where I just was saying that, like, the kids are gonna remember that so much more than, a trinket or something like that.
Yeah.
So, we really try to drive home on the FundHub Radio podcast that, like, if you guys think that, like, prizes are too much money or whatever, stick to experience-based incentives because that they're gonna remember more, they're gonna talk about it probably for years about how their principal spent the night on the roof and they got to watch it. So we love that, that's super awesome. And I think that you guys might need to have another even higher experience-based incentive to maybe get that principal for if you guys beat out your goal because you guys are doing that, which is awesome.
We absolutely do. We actually add a $5,000 incentive once we hit like the top one. We add bonus incentives, and we brought
That's
a
awesome.
comedian and magician in this year. If they hit like
Love that.
10,000 more, so just a
I
little
love that.
extra fun for the
Yeah.
school.
And more experience-based stuff. I mean,
Yes,
that might cost a little more because you got to bring them in, but at the end of the day, if you're blasting out your goal, then there you go.
right, absolutely.
So, what are the kinds of things that you guys fund with your fundraiser? Like different things that you guys use the money for?
Our biggest budget item is field trips. We really
Okay.
want all of our kids to be able to go on at least one, and if we can, two field trips a year to experience things that maybe they wouldn't be able to otherwise. We also budget school supplies for the
Okay.
classroom. So we have a request form. So if teachers need things for their rooms, they can request it from us. And we do community building events for our families that we try to make reasonably cost or free. We've got a giant back to school party coming up this week that is free to attend. We do a Halloween drive through where like people dress up in costumes and we give treat bags to kids.
Love it.
Yep, we do some pumpkin carving contests, snow sculpture contests, kindergarten play date. We just try to do events to build community in the school. And our fundraiser helps so we don't have to charge admission to everything that we do as well.
Yeah, and I think that building that community too is probably what helps you guys become so successful in your fundraiser too. So it's almost like it's a big like kind of circle of life kind of thing where like the community helps the fundraiser and the fundraiser helps the community. So that's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I love that. Cool. Well then, why don't you tell us? You guys are really like good at themes for your fundraisers. So why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the themes and the really awesome one that we're going to highlight here? I think we're going to show some pictures of your guys' theme from last year. So tell
Got
us a
it.
little bit about that.
So themes are like my favorite thing. I
I
love
love
like
it.
planning everything around a theme. Honestly, it helps with prizes, it helps with incentives, it helps like keep things flowing.
Yes.
I love a good theme. In the past, we've done a baseball theme,
Okay.
superhero. We did the
Fun.
masked reader when the masked
Oh,
singer was
singer. Yeah.
popular. Yeah. We did a camping theme. And then this year, our theme was Pokemon, Gotta Read 'em All, which is
Love
maybe
that.
the favorite theme of the kids that we've ever done.
I love it. That's awesome. That's really cool. And I think I totally agree with what you're saying. Like it just makes like when you put a theme to your a style fundraiser, it makes prizes easier, like just like you were saying. So like it's just, and it pumps up the kids more,
Yeah, absolutely.
especially when you can do something that they're really loving lately, like Pokemon. That's awesome. So, that now let's talk about a little bit how you guys like your Get Moving platform and how that helps you with your readathon. So maybe what are some of your favorite parts about using FundHub and Get Moving in general when it comes to like planning and executing your fundraiser?
So the Fund Hub is so easy. Like it's user friendly for parents. We don't have to collect a lot of cash. We collect some cash,
Yeah,
but 80% of it is all online. So we're not counting dollar bills out and
yeah,
which we're happy to do as well.
right.
But it is convenient. It's convenient for, my kiddo to go to his grandpa who lives in Arizona and say, hey, would you mind sponsoring me? And he can just like quickly pay
Right.
and put some, money on his account, and then he can watch his class goals. Our teachers also pull up their classroom pages, and so they can show the kids like, here's where we are, like here's what place we're in, and there's a
Yeah,
lot of internal competition
yeah,
based on that.
yeah.
So it's really nice to have that classroom page as well for our teachers to look at. And then our all school goal page, kind of that main page, it's
Yep.
just such an easy tracker. It's like you can tell any time of day exactly where we are. And we
Yeah.
definitely refresh that repeatedly through the fundraiser as we're like watching the money come in and trying to hit our goals.
Yeah, I know. I love that. And it's really cool. Like I love that that's working for you guys and that I love the refreshing. That's awesome. We at like home office have a all of the schools combined and like we are even like especially during our busy seasons we're like, "Yes, let's watch this like meter go up." It's so awesome like to see just how much, money we're helping schools raise. I mean, we would not be able to do it without the awesome volunteers that we have, like you and some of our other guests on FundHub Radio. So it's just really, really awesome to see. So last year it sounds like you made an awesome like YouTube video for the Got 'em Read 'em All fundraiser. Tell us a little bit about that and how that helped increase maybe participation and stuff like that because I think some of our schools and maybe some of our listeners are using like video and stuff like that to help promote the fundraiser, but how specifically did it help you guys?
So, one of our board members does our videos for us, and he's a
Okay.
parent. He's just a parent. It's not professional, but
Yep.
he does amazing. So anybody can do this. We had a teacher make and sing a Pokemon theme song for us,
I love that.
and she and her son put it together, and it was so amazing. And then our videographer put it all to um,
The like,
pictures.
oh, okay, cool.
And so it was just like this fun kickoff video. So it was really easy. So we just like sent the link to all the staff and we said, show this to your kids. We put it on our Facebook page. And again, it's like, how do we keep people engaged? And a
Yeah.
video is a great way to do it. There's pictures of the kids reading in it. And that's just fun to be like, oh, I know that person. And oh, I know that teacher singing. And it's fun. It's just another way to make things kind of fun for them.
Yeah, I think it's also kind of speaks to just kind of the way that people in general these days are like consuming content of any kind. Like so many people would rather watch a video than like have to read about the fundraiser. So if you're
Absolutely.
able to kind of like transfer some of that like um newsletter based information into a video, it's so much more consumable for the parents. I mean, parents these days, especially, are, working. Most parents are both working, or, they just don't have time for it. They don't have time to sit down and read a newsletter. So if you have like an easy 1 to 2 minute video, here's what the fundraiser is about. Here's some pictures of them actually like participating in last year's. I mean, I know even like as a customer service department at Get Movin', we get some parents that are like, what's this fundraiser about? So like if they had like a quick video that they could just watch,
Absolutely.
it'll help increase that participation and just, overall help the school raise more in the end. So that's
Yeah.
really unique. And I wanted to make sure we highlighted that because I think that will be really great for some other schools that aren't currently utilizing that to hear how it helps you guys.
I will say
So
we
go
also
ahead.
had a video when they hit their all school goals that we emailed
Okay.
off to the teachers. So like
Yeah.
we did a little video of like a Pokeball opening up with whatever the goal was. So it was like dress like a career, like your future career day, and like we'd send a little video out. They'd show their class, and like
Yeah.
the prize like popped out on the video. And
I
so it
love
was
that.
just another way to keep the kids like in school engaged by
Yeah.
video as well.
And another thing here, making your theme kind of make things easier. You're
Yeah,
like, we don't have to come
absolutely.
up with an original idea for our
Yeah.
video. We can just stick to the theme. So, yeah, okay, awesome. Well, we're kind of approaching the end here. So, I just want to kind of get a last few final thoughts from you on like your fundraising success and maybe what some advice would be that you would give to a different PTA, PTO member, parent group member that's thinking about maybe taking the plunge into a thon style fundraising. Maybe they're still doing the catalog style thing or, product based fundraising. What would be some advice that you would give to them?
Well, clearly we're theme school. And I that's one of my biggest things is find a fundraiser that's fun, that
Yes.
engages your students, that engages the school, and that everybody is like enjoying.
Yeah.
And I know it seems super daunting to start. Like it when we first started, a group of us sat around a table and stared at each other for like a half an hour until we could figure out. But then we started talking and collaborating and thinking. And now we're 6 years into a Read-Athon fundraiser and we have a template. That
Yep.
first year is hard, but then after that, it's like we know exactly what we're going to do every year. We change the theme, we change the prizes, we change our goals a little bit, and now it's really seamless.
Yeah.
So just like push through that first hurdle
Yeah.
of like, what do I do? And you can just get a great group of people together, and it doesn't have to be a large group. We've got 5, 6 people on our team, and
That's awesome.
we do it ourselves, and it's a busy maybe 2 weeks, but I mean, $55,000 is worth a busy couple weeks for
Yeah,
us.
for sure. Well, that's really, really awesome, Dana. I'm so glad that you were able to join me here today and tell us about the success at Eagle Point. I want to thank all of you at Eagle Point, but I also want to thank you especially. I know that they are very fortunate to have you. It sounds like you're super organized and that you have so many great ideas. I don't know that the themes would be the same without you. So I just wanted to thank you on behalf of everybody at Eagle Point, but also on behalf of Get Movin'. So thank you so much for joining us today. And I can't wait to see you guys probably blast that $55,000 out of the water again in 2024.
Fingers
So
crossed.
yes, thank you so much again for joining me today. And thank you everybody for joining us on this episode of FundHub Radio. We'll see you next time and have a great rest of your day. Bye.